Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with a new topic of chapter solution, that is Henry's law and Raoult's law. So you will see the Raoult's law for volatile and non-volatile solute. Then you will see ideal and non-ideal solution, and then we'll discuss about the minimum boiling azeotrope and maximum boiling azeotrope. So let's start. When we talk about the solubility of a substance is its maximum amount that can be dissolved in a specified amount of solvent at a specified temperature, and it depends upon the nature of solute and solvent as well as temperature and pressure. So generally in the concept of solubility, like dissolves like. If the nature of solute and solvent is same, then their solubility will be more. For example, if NaCl and sugar dissolve in water, then it dissolves easily. But if naphthalene and anthracene, which are the organic compound, that it do not dissolve in water. In contrast, organic compounds can dissolve easily in the organic solvent, like benzene. But if you will dissolve sodium chloride and sugar, they will not dissolve. In the concept of solution, three main terms are there: dissolution, crystallization and saturated solution. When we talk about dissolution, then when a solute is added to the solvent, some solute dissolves and its concentration increases in solution. This process is known as dissolution. When we talk about crystallization, some solute particle in the solution collide with the solid solute and get separated out. This process is known as crystallization. For example, in a beaker, if we have taken 100 ml of water, now maximum 10 gram of sugar can dissolve in it. So, if you will start dissolving 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, 4 gram sugar in water, then the process is known as the dissolution. As the 10 gram sugar is added in the 100 ml of water, then the water becomes saturated, or you can say the sugar solution becomes saturated. Such solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at the same temperature and pressure is called saturated solution, and the solution is in the dynamic equilibrium with the undissolved solute. So if you will dissolve 1 more gram of sugar, then the saturated solution is there, so no more solute can be dissolved at the particular temperature. But as you will dissolve it, the process of crystallization will start. It means the solute particles get separated out and you can see the sugar particles in the solution. Concentration of solute in a saturated solution is called solubility, and solubility depends on three factors: nature of substance, temperature and pressure. As I told you, like dissolves like, solubility generally increases with increase in temperature, but that will be the different case. Some cases you will see that solubility increases, decreases or have no effect with the temperature, and the effect of pressure that you will see in the next slide. Solubility of a gas in a liquid. When a gas acts as a solute, oxygen dissolves only to a small extent in the water. Hydrogen chloride gas is highly soluble in water. Solubility of a gas in liquid is generally affected by the pressure and temperature. From this diagram, it is clear that the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas. If you will apply the pressure through the piston, then you can see from A to B, the particles will come closer and it increases the solubility. So, we'll see the Henry law, which based on this only. According to Henry's law, the solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the gas present above the surface of liquid or solution. And we know that Dalton said that mole fraction of the gas in the solution is proportional to the partial pressure of the gas over it. So when you will combine both the statement, then you will see P pressure directly proportional to the mole fraction. So if you will remove the proportionality symbol, constant K will come. So we are representing this K as KH, known as Henry's constant. So Henry states that the partial pressure of the gas in the vapor phase is proportional to the mole fraction. This is the equation. Now, experimental result of the solubility of HCl gas in cyclohexane at 293 Kelvin. You can see the slope of the Henry law. If you will plot a graph, then you will get a straight slope. This is the slope KH. So KH increases with increase of temperature, indicating that the solubility of a gases increases with decrease of temperature. One question is there based on it. This is your homework. Try to solve it. When you will see the application of Henry's law, then first, to increase the solubility of carbon dioxide in the soft drinks and soda water, the bottle is sealed under the high pressure. As you know, in soda water bottles or in any cold drink bottle, liquid is there as the solvent. Along with this, carbon dioxide gas is there. So this carbon dioxide is under high pressure. As you will open the cap, then the gas will come out because the solubility decreases and pressure decreases, solubility decreases. So CO2 will come out. This is the reason why the soda bottle fizzes. Next is to avoid the bends. If you will go down in the sea, or you can take the example of sea divers. When you will go down, then pressure increases. Pressure increases, solubility of gas also increases. So the gases like oxygen, nitrogen, it get dissolved more in the blood. So when that sea diver come out and in the normal temperature pressure, then pressure again get decreased, solubility again get decreased, and due to this, in the body of sea diver, these gases which are present in the blood, they will come out because their solubility now decreases. So these gases, hydrogen, nitrogen, will come out in the form of bubbles, and these bubbles are known as the bends. So these bends are very painful. In order to remove this difficulty, the scuba divers or sea divers, they are filled with the air diluted with the helium. A mixture of helium, nitrogen and oxygen is there to avoid the bends. Next application is low blood oxygen causes high altitude climbers to become weak and unable to think clearly. The condition is known as the anoxia. So when you will go high altitude, pressure decreases, so solubility of gas also decreases. Solubility of gas decreases means the solubility of oxygen decreases in the blood. So you are not able to think properly, to have the decision properly. So this condition is known as the anoxia. So at high altitude, the anoxia condition may possible. Next topic is the Raoult's law. Raoult's law is applicable for the non-volatile solute as well as for the volatile solute. So first of all, we should understand about the vapor pressure. When we talk about vapor pressure, imagine a vessel in which liquid is present. If you will heat this liquid, then vapor will start coming out if it is the volatile. Volatile means which can form the vapor. Non-volatile which cannot form the vapor. So vapors will come out due to the evaporation, right? But if you will close this vessel, if the vessel get closed, then the vapors will not come out in the atmosphere. Vessel will collect at the top and apply pressure at the bottom. Means the pressure applied by the vapors above the liquid surface is known as vapor pressure. Clear? So in a full chapter, when we talk about the colligative property and Raoult's law, you will imagine solvent plus solute. A is solvent, B is solute, or 1 is solvent, 2 is solute. So Raoult's law states that for a solution of a volatile liquid means solvent will also form the vapor, solute will also form the vapor. So total vapor pressure get increased. Raoult's law states that for a solution of a volatile liquid, the partial vapor pressure of each component of the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction present in the solution. It states that P directly proportional to the XA or PA directly proportional to the XA, right? So when you will solve it, PA is equal to PA naught XA. PA naught is for the standard solution or for the pure solvent or pure solute. So here you can see P1 equal to P1 naught X1, or you can write it as PA equal to PA naught XA. You can see this in many books. Similarly, for the component 2, PB is equal to PB naught XB, or you can write P2 equal to P2 naught X2. So P1 is the partial pressure of solvent, P2 is the partial pressure of the solute. So total pressure will be P1 plus P2. So you can write it as P total equal to P1 plus P2. Instead of P1 we can write P1 naught X1 plus, instead of P2, P2 naught X2. We know that from the definition of mole fraction, X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. So instead of 1 X1 we can write X1 minus X2, right? Substitute this value of X1 in this equation. So P1 naught 1 minus X2, P2 naught X2. Take the common P1 naught plus P2 minus P1 naught X2. So total vapor pressure over the solution can be related to the mole fraction of any one component. And total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of component 2. It means it totally depends on the mole fraction of solute. When you will draw the graph for the Raoult's law, here you can see this is X1, X which is 1, and here X1 is equal to 0. So you know X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. So here X2 will be 0 and here X2 will be 1. So this is for the solute and this line is for the solvent. P1 is for the solvent and this graph is for the solute. So when you will see the total, this is the line for the total pressure. So this is the graph for the Raoult's law, which shows the total vapor pressure of the solution in which both solute and solvent are the volatile. Decrease in vapor pressure of solvent depends on the quantity of non-volatile solute present in the solution. Now if you will take A solvent and B solute. Now this solute is non-volatile, means it is not going to form the vapor. So for example, If purple color balls are solvent and green color balls are solute, you can see in the solution the condition will be like this. Now this purple ball, they are going to evaporate because they are volatile. But this green one, they do not. And if any other green ball is present down the purple, it will not able to evaporate. Or if any purple ball is there below the green ball, then this purple ball also not able to evaporate due to the obstruction. So non-volatile solute creates decrease in the pressure, that is vapor pressure. Due to the presence of non-volatile solute, vapor pressure decreases. So Raoult's law will be P1 directly proportional to X1, because there is no role of the other component, solute. There is no role of solute in the vapor pressure. It is non-volatile, it is not going to form the vapor. So for any solution, the partial vapor pressure of each volatile component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. When the solute is non-volatile, only the solvent molecules are present in the vapor phase and contributes to the vapor pressure. For example, we have discussed here. Now liquid-liquid solution. If two liquids are there, it forms the solution. The solution can be ideal and non-ideal. You have discussed or you have seen in class 11th about the ideal and non-ideal gas. This is somewhat related with that only. In ideal and non-ideal gases, you know the ideal gases which follows all laws, Boyle's law, Charles' law, at all concentration temperature. Similarly, ideal solutions are those solutions which obeys Raoult's law, and which do not obey Raoult's law are the non-ideal solution. So ideal solution is the solution which obeys Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. And in the case of ideal solution, two important properties are there. Their delta H will be 0. It means the bond between the solvent molecule and solute molecule and the solution molecules are same. That's why the bond breaking and making energies are equal, which is the reason for the delta H 0. Similarly, delta V is also 0, means there is no change in the volume. No change in the volume is only possible if the solvent-solvent interaction, solute-solute interaction and solvent-solute interaction will be same. If these interaction or force of attraction are same, then there will be no change in the volume. So these are the two ideal conditions for the ideal solution as well as for the Raoult's law. PA is equal to PA naught XA, PB is equal to PB naught XB. First condition of Raoult's law, second condition of Raoult's law, third condition of Raoult's law. The intermolecular attractive forces between the AA and BB are nearly equal to those of AB. As I told you, the force of attraction are nearly same. A perfectly ideal solution is rare, but some solutions are nearly ideal in behavior. They are nearly ideal but not completely or perfectly. Solution of normal hexane and normal heptane, bromoethane and chloroethane, benzene and toluene, they are the solutions which are nearly ideal. Now when we talk about the non-ideal solution. In case of non-ideal solution, when a solution does not obey the Raoult's law over the entire range of temperature concentration, then it is the non-ideal. The vapor pressure of such solution is either higher or lower than the predicted by the Raoult's law. Means PA is not equal to PA naught XA and PB is not equal to PB naught XB. Similarly, delta H mixing is not equal to 0 and delta V mixing volume change is also not 0, which were the conditions for the ideal If it is higher, the solution exhibits positive deviation, and if it is lower, it exhibits negative deviation from the Raoult's law. In case of positive deviation, AB interaction are weaker than those of AA-BB, and in such solution, molecules of A or B will find it easier to escape than in the pure state, and it will increase the vapor pressure, which causes positive deviation. For example, the mixture of ethanol and acetone. Similar example is phenol and aniline. When you will see the graph of non-ideal solution, then you can see if the vapor pressure of solvent increases, purple line indicates the increase and green line is for the ideal Raoult solution. Increase in the vapor pressure of solute and solvent. So overall vapor pressure increases. Similarly, if the vapor pressure decreases of solvent, solute and of solution, then this is the graph showing positive deviation and this is the graph showing the negative deviation. A is for the positive deviation, B is for the negative deviation. Similarly, we will see the azeotrope if positive negative deviations are there. Azeotropes, what are azeotropes? Azeotropes are the binary mixtures having the same composition in liquid and vapor phase and boils at a constant temperature. It is not possible to separate the component by the fractional distillation. Azeotropes are of two types. Minimum boiling azeotrope, the solution which shows the large positive deviation from the Raoult's law, forms the minimum boiling azeotrope. Few examples are ethanol water. They form the minimum boiling azeotrope. Maximum boiling azeotrope, the solution that show large negative deviation, form the maximum boiling azeotrope. So if you will compare the ideal and non-ideal solution, so in short, ideal solution in which delta V mixing 0, delta H mixing 0, AA, B and BB interactions are same and Raoult's law follow. In case of ideal, it follows Raoult's law. So P equal to P naught XA and PB equal to PB naught XB. Delta V mixing 0, delta H mixing 0 and interaction are same. And this is the graph. When you will discuss the non-ideal, PA is not equal to PA naught XA, PB is not equal to PB naught XB, delta V mixing not 0, delta H mixing not 0, initial solute solvent interaction and the solution ka interaction, they are also not equal. So when we talk about the non-ideal solution, they are of two types, showing positive deviation and negative deviation. So if it will show the positive deviation, then PA is greater than PA naught XA, PB is greater than PB naught XB, force of attraction initial between solute and solvent interaction greater than the interaction in the solution. Delta V mixing increases or positive because volume get increased. Delta H mixing positive because heat absorbed in breaking AA and BB interaction is more than the heat released in AB interaction. Few examples are there. The solutions which shows the positive deviation are known as the minimum boiling azeotrope. Negative deviation, total pressure PA is less than PA naught XA, PB is less than PB naught XB, force of attraction AA BB interaction is lesser than AB interaction, delta V mixing is negative, so volume get decreased, delta H mixing is negative because heat releases. So heat absorbed in breaking AA-BB interaction is less than the heat released. And this type of solution is known as the maximum boiling azeotrope. So this is about non-ideal solution and ideal solution. Minimum boiling azeotrope, if we will see the boiling point of water and propanol. So boiling point of water is 373 and of propanol is 370.19. So boiling point of minimum boiling azeotrope is minimum than both. It is lower than water 373 and lower than propanol 370.19. When it is the concept of maximum, water 373 and HI 239. So it is maximum than all others, means maximum in with respect to the remaining two, more than H2 and more than HI. So azeotrope is a liquid mixture having a definite composition and boiling like a pure liquid, and called the constant boiling mixture. Next we will see the colligative property in the next video. 4 colligative property we have to discuss: relative lowering of vapor pressure, depression of freezing point, elevation of boiling point, and osmotic pressure. These 4 colligative properties are left. So we will discuss 2 in the next video, and the remaining third, fourth in the another video. Here our chapter will over. Thank you and God bless you. Please keep revising.